Let me ask you something very personal. Right now, at this very moment, if someone transferred $10 million into your bank account, would you know what to do with it? Or would it disappear within a few years, just like lottery winners who end up broke? Because here's the brutal truth that nobody tells you. Wealth is not about money. Wealth is about who you are. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what that means. In the next 30 minutes, you're going to discover a 21-day system, a set of daily mental and behavioral habits that the richest people in the world quietly practice while the rest of us scroll through their Instagram and wonder, why not me? Stay till the end because I have a 7-day action plan for you, something you can start today, not tomorrow, today. Let's go. Most people have a broken relationship with money, and I don't mean they spend too much. I mean they don't even know what they feel when they hear the word money. Stress? Fear? Shame? Guilt? Or maybe a quiet voice inside that says, money is for other people, not for someone like me. That voice, that one quiet whisper, is costing you more than any bad investment ever could. This book is for the person who works hard but never seems to get ahead. It's for the person who wants more but doesn't understand why more keeps running away from them. It's for the dreamer who has read 10 self-help books but still hasn't changed their bank balance. The biggest mistake people make when it comes to wealth is this. They focus on the outside game while completely ignoring the inside game. They chase better jobs, better opportunities, better markets, while their internal programming keeps pulling them back to the same financial level over and over again. Rhonda Byrne, the woman behind one of the most watched documentaries in human history, wrote this book to answer one specific question: what daily habits actually shift a person's financial reality? And the answer will surprise you, because it has very little to do with money. Let me tell you about two brothers, same family, same school, same city. One is worth millions at 40. The other is still living paycheck to paycheck. What happened? The easy answer is luck, but that's a lazy answer. The real answer is something far more fascinating and far more fixable. When we were children, between the ages of 0 and 7, our minds were like recording devices. We absorbed everything around us. Every conversation our parents had about money, every time we heard someone say, we can't afford that, every family argument around bills, every time someone rich was called greedy or corrupt. All of that got stored deep in the basement of our minds, the subconscious. And now, as adults, that basement is running the show. Here's how you can tell if this is happening to you. Think about the highest amount of money you've ever had in your life. Now think about whether you're still around that same level. Most people are. That's not a coincidence. That is a ceiling, a financial thermostat set by your old programming. And just like a thermostat in a room, no matter how high the heat goes, the moment it crosses the set point, the system cools things back down. You get a bonus, you spend it. You save a little, the car breaks down. It's not the universe punishing you. It's you pulling yourself back to what feels normal. The common mistake people make at this point is thinking they need to work harder to break through. No, you need to reprogram first. Here's what you do, right now, today. Take a blank piece of paper and write this question at the top. What do I believe about money? Then write without stopping for 5 minutes. Whatever comes out, write it. Don't judge, don't edit. At the end, look at what you wrote. Because what you wrote is your financial programming, and until you see it clearly, you can't change it. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, because the second idea in the system is something most people do completely backwards, and it's the reason why positive thinking alone never works. Keep watching. Let me tell you something that might sound strange at first. Two people walk into the same store. Person A walks in thinking, I hate spending money. Everything is so expensive. Person B walks in thinking, I'm so grateful I can buy this. I'm grateful I have a wallet in my pocket. They buy the same thing, they spend the same amount, but their financial futures will look completely different. Why? Because of a principle that goes deeper than just feeling good. When you are in a state of genuine gratitude for what you already have, your brain literally shifts modes. It moves from scarcity scanning, where it's always looking for danger, lack, and limitation, to abundance scanning, where it starts noticing opportunities, solutions, and possibilities it was literally blind to before. This isn't spiritual fluff. There is real neuroscience here. The retinal activating system in your brain, your internal GPS, filters what you notice out of the 11 million bits of information your senses are processing every second. You consciously notice about 40 out of 11 million. And what you notice depends on what you're focused on. A grateful, abundant mindset tunes your internal GPS to notice wealth signals, a business idea in casual conversation, a connection at a party, a skill you already have that someone is willing to pay for. A stressed scarcity mindset tunes that same GPS to notice lack signals, the news, the gossip, the problems, and you miss the opportunities entirely. Now here's the analogy I love. Imagine you're driving a car at night. Your headlights only show you 50 to 100 meters ahead, but you can still drive from one end of the country to the other because the road keeps revealing itself as you move. Gratitude is your headlight. It doesn't show you the whole journey. It just shows you enough to keep moving, and that is all you need. Connect this to money and career. Start a simple practice. Every morning, before you check your phone, before you check your messages or emails, take 60 seconds and mentally list 5 things you're genuinely grateful for, related to your finances, not imaginary things, real things. I have a roof. I have food. I have skills. I have a phone that connects me to the whole world. Do this for 21 consecutive days and watch what shifts, not because of magic, but because your mind starts leading you towards what it spends time appreciating. But wait, gratitude alone isn't enough, because there's a third idea in this system that most people never discover. It's the idea that separates people who visualize and fail from people who visualize and actually win. Coming right up. Okay, I need to be honest with you here, because this is where a lot of people get stuck and then they give up on everything. Visualization. You've heard of it. You've maybe even tried it. You close your eyes, you imagine yourself rich, you picture the car, the house, the vacation, and then nothing. Life goes on the same as before. And you think, this stuff doesn't work. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Visualization does work. You're just doing it wrong. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a vividly imagined experience and a real one. That's a fact. When you imagine biting into a lemon right now, really imagine it, your mouth starts producing saliva. Your body responds to the thought as if it's reality. This is the superpower, and most people are using it backwards. Here's what typical visualization looks like. Person sits down, closes their eyes, pictures the mansion, and thinks, wow, I'd love to have that. And then they open their eyes, look at their actual apartment, and feel worse than before, because the gap between the vision and the reality creates pain. That pain then creates more focus on lack, which creates more scarcity programming, which pushes the vision further away. So what do winners do differently? They don't just see the vision, they live inside it emotionally. They don't watch themselves having the thing from the outside, they feel it from the inside. The warmth, the freedom, the pride, the peace. And crucially, they hold that feeling even when the outer world hasn't changed yet. That emotional state becomes their default, and it changes how they walk, talk, make decisions, and connect with people, all of which changes their actual outcomes. The uncomfortable truth that separates winners from average people: most people are better at visualizing failure than success. They go to bed running worst-case scenarios in their minds. What if I lose this job? What if I can't pay rent? What if I never make it? That is visualization, negative visualization, and it is just as powerful as positive visualization. One practical action? Starting tonight, for the next 21 days, spend 5 minutes before sleep in a state of intentional positive visualization. Don't just see images, feel them, breathe in them, make it as emotionally real as you can, and stay with that feeling as you drift off to sleep. Let your subconscious go to work on that image all night. Now we're at the most important part of this entire video. Core idea number 4 is the one that almost nobody talks about. It's the silent habit that took ordinary people to extraordinary wealth, and it has nothing to do with hustle. Don't skip this. Here is the deepest lesson, and I want you to lean in for this one. A lot of people hear ideas like mindset and visualization, and they misinterpret it as, I just need to think positively and the money will come. And then they sit at home, waiting, hoping, wishing, and wondering why nothing changes. Let me be absolutely clear. Thought without aligned action is just daydreaming. But here's the nuance, and this is the part most summaries completely miss. It's not about working harder. It's about working from alignment. Let me explain with a story. Imagine 2 archers. Archer A works incredibly hard. He shoots 500 arrows a day. He's exhausted, sweating, grinding. But his bow is slightly misaligned. After 500 arrows, he looks at the target and almost nothing hit the center. Archer B works less. She shoots 100 arrows a day. But before every shot, she pauses. She breathes. She aligns her sight, her body, her breath. and 80 of her 100 arrows hit the bullseye. In the world of wealth, Archer A is the person grinding 80 hours a week but always ending up broke. Archer B is the person who seems to barely try but keeps hitting their financial targets. The difference is not effort. The difference is alignment between what they think, what they feel, what they say, and what they do. Here's how people misuse this concept. They take inspired action only when they feel like it, only when motivation is high, only when everything seems perfect. But that's not how alignment works. Aligned action means you act from your values and vision, not from your moods and fears. You act even when it's uncomfortable, because the action is connected to something bigger than today's feelings. The correct way to apply this: every day ask yourself one question before you start working. Is what I'm about to do moving me toward my financial vision or away from it? That one question will eliminate more wasted time than any productivity system you've ever tried. Because procrastination is not laziness. Procrastination is misalignment. When your actions feel aligned with your purpose, you don't procrastinate, you move. All right, here is your 7-day starting plan. Not 21 days yet, just 7, because small wins build real momentum. Day 1, diagnose your money story. Write for 5 minutes on this question. What did I learn about money growing up? Don't overthink, just write. This is your starting point. Day 2, set your financial thermostat. Write down the exact amount of money you want to be earning or having. Not a vague more money, but a specific number. Write it like it already exists. I am so grateful that I have RURS/dollars. Day 3, morning gratitude protocol. Before your phone, before news, before coffee, write down 5 things about your current financial life that you're genuinely thankful for. Even if it's just, I am grateful I woke up with a working mind that can earn money. Day 4, evening visualization. 5 minutes before sleep, eyes closed. Imagine your wealthy future self in full sensory detail. See it, feel it, breathe it. Stay in that feeling as you fall asleep. Day 5, identify one aligned action. Ask yourself, what is one thing I can do today that directly moves me toward my financial vision or away from it? Just one, do it. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Day 6, audit your financial language. For one full day, listen to how you talk about money. Do you say, I can't afford that? Replace it with, that's not my priority right now. Do you say, money is hard to earn? Replace it with, I am learning to attract money more easily. Words are not just words, they are commands to your subconscious. Day 7, celebrate and recommit. Look back at the past 6 days, notice what shifted, even slightly, celebrate that. Then commit to the full 21 days, because 21 days is how long neuroscience says it takes to begin forming a new neural pathway. Don't stop before the magic starts. I want to leave you with one final thought, and I want you to really sit with this. Most people spend their entire lives waiting for permission. Permission to dream bigger, permission to believe they deserve more, permission from their parents, their teachers, their bank account, their past failures. But here's what nobody told you. That permission was always yours to give yourself. The wealth you are seeking is not hiding in a better economy, a smarter investment, or a luckier break. It is hiding inside the version of you that hasn't been allowed to exist yet. The version that thinks differently, speaks differently, and acts differently. Every single morning, you wake up with a choice. You can live today as a continuation of your past or as the beginning of your future. The person you want to become is not waiting for you on some distant horizon. They are waiting for you in your next decision, your next thought, your next word. You have 21 days. You have a plan. The only question is, will you begin? I believe you will. And I believe that a year from now, you will look back at this moment, this exact video, this exact day, and say, that was when things started to change. Let's build something incredible together. If this video gave you even one idea that shifted your thinking, do me a small favor. Hit that like button right now. It takes 2 seconds, and it tells me to keep making content like this. If you want to go deeper on mindset, wealth, and building the life you actually deserve, subscribe to this channel. I publish new videos every week, and I promise every single one is worth your time. And I have one question for you. Leave it in the comments below. What was your biggest takeaway from this video? Was it the financial thermostat, the gratitude strategy, the visualization mistake, or the 7-day plan? Tell me. I read every single comment, and your answer might just become the topic of my next video. Until then, stay focused, stay grateful, and remember, your countdown to riches has already begun. See you in the next one.